love to travel and save money? Or do you wish you could travel but money is holding you back? You're in the right place. Welcome to the Families Fly Free podcast, where I show you how to fly your family free forever using my simple fly free formula. I'm your host, Lynn Mettler. My family of four has mastered the art of flying free as simply as possible since 2015, and I want to show your family how to do it too. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Families Fly Free podcast. I'm Lynn Mettler. Welcome back to the best podcast to teach you the simple way to always be able to fly your family for free using travel rewards. So it is that time of year where we start thinking about bringing things of this year to a close, to a wrap, and we start thinking about planning for next year. And in the world of travel rewards, this time of year means for many of us, it's time to start planning our next Southwest Companion Pass. Within the Families Fly Free system, we teach you to always have a Southwest Companion Pass and to get on a system where the pass lasts almost 2 full years each time you earn it. And to make that happen, you need to start the process the preceding year to when you need the pass to start being valid. And that would be right about this time of year if you're looking for a pass to be valid in 2024 and 2025. So because of this very important time of year for the Companion Pass, I will be hosting a members-only webinar inside of Families Fly Free on Wednesday, October 18th at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. This is just bottom line, one of the trickier things to accomplish in travel rewards. And so I'm going to outline some of the basics for you on today's podcast. But if you want all the details, if you want the specific step-by-step instructions and the ability to get personal help from our team of experts, if you have a question that's specific to your situation, or if you mess it up, and I'm going to tell you today, so many people mess this up, even though they think that they've got a handle on it. So if you want access to any of those things, please do come join us inside of the Families Fly Free membership to access that webinar live, bring any questions that you have, and let us help you through this process. And you can learn more at familiesflyfree.com. So let's get into the things that you need to know to earn a Southwest Companion Pass that lasts for the better part of 2024 and for all of 2025, all the way through to December 31st, 2025. So number one thing you need to know is it takes 135,000 qualifying Southwest points to get a Southwest Companion Pass. That is, as of this recording, it could change in the future. It's been as low as 110,000 points in the past when we first earned our Companion Pass. So the Companion Pass lets one person fly for free with you on Southwest Airlines for as many flights as you want to take for the life of the pass. But to earn this pass, and this is important, all of the 135,000 Southwest points must be earned in 1 calendar year. So that is from any January 1st to any December 31st of any given year, not from October 1st to September 30th of next year. It always starts over on January 1st. So if you earn all 135,000 points by December 31st of 2023, that's going to give you a pass good through the end of 2024. Because again, the pass is always good from the time you earn it until the end of the following year. If you earn the points January 1st, 2024 or after, you will have a pass good through the end of 2025.
And I will take the pass good through the end of 2025 instead of just through the end of 2024, for sure. So that brings us to point number 2. At this point in the year, you really should be going for a 2024-2025 companion pass. Now, most of the year, I do advocate going ahead and earning a companion pass for that year if you can use it, and it will save you money. But by this time of year, it's usually impossible to earn a Southwest Companion Pass and still be able to use it the same year. So you're not going to save anything by earning it this year. It usually takes about 2 to 3 months to get your pass in hand, following the way we teach you to do it. So by the time you do that in 2023, you're not going to be able to use it in 2023, and you will have wasted a year of the pass's value. So at this point, again, I'm typically recommending you hold off and you earn your points in 2024, January 1st or after. The only exception to this would be if you are already within, say, 10,000 or 20,000 points of earning your pass this year. Let's say you already have 115,000 qualifying points or 125,000 qualifying points. So if that's the case, and it would just be super easy, you're sure you can do it, just to finish off earning those points this year and to just extend your pass for a year, you can do that. But make sure you are absolutely certain that you do get those points in this year by the deadline. Many people mess this up. And what you shouldn't do is earn those points with a card bonus. And I'll talk more about that in a minute. It would be much better to push card bonus points into next year. So a lot of people mess up this timing of either getting their points in by year's end or getting their points to credit the correct date so they land next year. More to come on that. Okay, on to point number 3. You do not need to re-earn the Southwest Companion Pass every single year. Now, unfortunately, when you hear Southwest talk about the Southwest Companion Pass, if they send you emails, if you're in your account, you see how many points you have left, they're always phrasing it in terms of how many more points you need to earn to re-earn it this year. And they talk about it like you need to keep re-earning your pass again. You've earned it for this year, but you need to re-earn it again for next year. That's not the case. It benefits them to talk about it in this way because if you're re-earning your pass every year, which is really hard to do, you either have to pay to fly more flights, which we are never recommending. That's a very expensive way to earn your companion pass, or you have to spend more money on their cards to try and get it done again this year. Again, not a good way to earn the pass. But here's the good news. You don't need to re-earn it every year. That literally makes everything 2 times as hard if you're trying to do that. So if you're trying to do that and this feels really hard to get to companion pass every year, that's why. So the reason is because the companion pass is good from the time you earn it until the end of the following year. So if you can earn it early in a year, it will be good all of that year and all of the year after. So why would you try to re-earn it every single year to just have it last another year and another year and another year? Don't let them fool you into thinking that that's how you should do it. And I see so many people who are trying to re-earn their companion pass every year, particularly by spending on their Southwest card. And that is a lot of spending to try and do. If you're trying to spend $135,000 or even pair it with 1 card bonus, you're still having to earn like another 75,000 or 80 or 85,000 points to get to companion pass. That's $85,000 that you have to be spending, which most of us cannot do. And you've heard me say this again and again, but even if you could do that, the Southwest card is not the card to put that spending on if you want to maximize the number of miles you're earning and your flexibility to use those miles. Okay, on to point number 4, which is, this is a very critical piece here that most people miss. Understanding the timing of spending on these Southwest cards, if you're using spending as a way to earn points. So the easiest way to earn the Southwest Companion Pass is by earning the sign-on bonus for 2 of Southwest's credit cards in 1 year. Get all those points, both of those bonuses in 1 calendar year. But this is where things get tricky if you want the points to credit in the correct year. So at this point in the year, we ideally want those to credit in 2024. So you cannot just assume that all spending done on a card December 31st or earlier of this year will credit this year. Or let's say you're trying for a pass next year, you can't assume that all spending done on a Southwest card January 1st or after will credit next year. So remember, we're teaching you to earn the bonus on a Southwest card, which happens after you complete a minimum spend, say of $1,000 to $5,000 in 3 months. So that means you have to be extremely aware of when you finish that minimum spend, because that is what triggers the points to credit to your account. So you have to get it in within 3 months, but if you don't want those points to credit to your account until 2024, you have to make sure you don't trigger that bonus too early, because then your points jump in your account this year, and now you've just shorted yourself a year of your companion pass. Okay, number 5, you can see where this gets complicated quick, right? This is where it's so helpful to have people who know what they're doing and have seen every mistake under the sun that people can make doing this, to give you the best shot at not making that mistake and to help you clean up or fix or give you the next best course of action if you do make a mistake. Don't beat yourself up if you make a mistake. We can course correct, but you need to know what to do and that there is a way to course correct. Okay, so number 5 is, when we're talking about the timing of your credit card spending, is to know the close date for your Southwest cards. So it's not just even about when you complete the minimum spend, it's really about your close date in association with that. So what is a close date? This is when Chase determines how much you owe them for the month. It's when they close out your charges. This is different from your due date, which is the date you actually have to pay them what is due so that you don't incur any interest. So here's how it goes. Any spending done prior to your December close date will credit this year. Any spending done after your December close date will credit next year. So if you do not want to complete your minimum spend until after your December close date, which is what we're recommending, this is if you want your points to credit in 2024 to give you a pass that lasts for 2024 and 2025. So if you're trying to get all your points in this year, you'll need to complete your minimum spend before your December close date. But again, in no way would I recommend trying to get a bonus on a card to credit in 2023. Let us help you create a strategy to use that bonus next year instead, to get you a pass that lasts almost 2 full years. That would be much better. So you have to know your close date. Where can you find your close date? If you've already gotten a statement, it will be on that. If you haven't yet gotten a statement, you can log into Chase on your phone or on your computer, and you can click on that card and you can click on to see more info. And that'll tell you all the information about that card, and you will see a line for close date. So make sure you know that and make sure you understand when you want to time it. Now, the last thing I want to point out here is you're very likely going to make a mistake. And I wish I didn't have to say that. And I wish I could say, once people learn this, they get it and they do it right. But it's extremely easy to mess this up. So, and I hear some of you saying, nope, I got it. I get it. I'm telling you, you probably don't. So, truly, if I created Families Fly Free for this reason alone, and I have had people join for this reason alone to just make sure they had someone to walk with them on this timing of the companion pass, it would be worth it that I created it just for this, because we have saved hundreds of families the agony of messing up this timing and not getting a bonus to credit properly, or giving them the next best solution when they do make a mistake. So the most common error that we see here is people who accidentally meet their minimum spend before the December close date, which makes their points credit this year when they were trying to get them to credit next year. And again, it shorts them a year on their companion pass. You think you won't do that? Hundreds of others have thought they won't do that as well. Here are some reasons why you might make that mistake and why it's so easy. So for one, the current Southwest card offer only has $1,000 minimum spend. That is crazy easy to blow through by accident, particularly at the holidays. You can blow through that in an instant almost. Two, they put recurring charges on there that they forgot about. So I would steer clear of any kind of recurring charges on these cards, because suddenly that pushes through. You thought you were $100 under the minimum spend, and now you're not. And there's no undoing that on the back end. Another one is, and pay attention to this, you don't realize that the annual fee that you're charged when you sign up for a card, that counts toward the minimum spend. It's charged on your first month. Also, if you have a Southwest card that comes with the benefits, like you get 4 free A1 through 15 boarding upgrades, or you get 2 free early bird upgrades, or you get a $75 credit on Southwest, any charges for those that you put those on the card, and then Southwest credits you back, but they still count as charges toward the minimum spend. So beware of that. There's all kinds of these little things that you would not think of. Or another big one is someone else in the family puts a charge on this card without telling you, without realizing that there's consequences to doing that, without realizing that you're trying to not meet a minimum spend. And once you've crossed over that threshold, the points are going to credit this year if it's before the close date. The list goes on and on of the different mistakes you can make there. Bottom line, it is to your advantage to get a Southwest Companion Pass early next year so that it lasts almost 2 full years. But you're going to need help doing it. So either make sure you understand the process and all the rules and regulations and all the little things that you could possibly mess up, or you're going to need someone to help you clean up any of the mistakes that you may end up making. And here's the thing, even if you do cross over that minimum spend threshold, there's almost always a way to save the day. We can give you the next best way to get a companion pass, and that all really depends on your personal situation. It may not be as easy as the first go round, but it's still the next best thing, and it's not super difficult. So last year, we had many members mess this up, but every single year I get emails from countless people, help, I've done this wrong, I've done that wrong, I'm afraid I'm messing things up. But what she did is she crossed over that $1,000 threshold without meaning to. And so she sent me an email and said, the one thing I make sure of to get every single time is a Southwest Companion Pass. And she was able to get her 2-year companion pass with our help. And she said, let me tell you, there was no way I could have figured out how to do that without help, because we were able to step in and give her the next best course of action and tell her what to immediately do and what to immediately stop doing. And she said she's so thrilled she can travel with her husband for free for 2 years. And then, of course, they're set up to always have a companion pass going forward. So it's just way too easy to mess this one particular thing up. But again, as soon as she realized her mistake, she reached out to us, and we were able to help her navigate through that. And her passes, she got it last year, so it's now good through the end of 2024. So she doesn't have to worry about going through it this year. So I can't encourage you enough to consider joining Families Fly Free just to help you through this process. It's worth it to you to make sure you have this pass, which I value at more than $6,000 over 2 years, to just know that you have it for the next 2 years. You're free and clear, and then you're going to learn how to always get one easily, have it easily last for 2 years going forward, and how to always have one. And this is a good time of year to join Families Fly Free anyway. This is a great time to learn our process, get it in place, and be set and ready to go for 2024 and beyond. Make 2024 the year that travel rewards become easy for you. They're not overwhelming. You're not confused by all the rules and regulations, and you have a team of people in place ready to help you. And make this the year that you start traveling more than you ever have with your family and make those priceless memories together. And I would encourage you to join in time to get access to my live Southwest Companion Pass class coming up on Wednesday, October 18th at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. And again, you can learn more at familiesflyfree.com. Okay. Good luck, everyone, getting your passes in hand and timed correctly. Have a great rest of your week.
If you're ready to fly your family free forever, I invite you to join my Families Fly Free membership. You'll learn how to stop paying for airfare throughout the US, Caribbean, and Europe so you can make those priceless family travel memories before your kids or even your grandkids leave home for good. And you'll learn it using my simple, proven formula that's helped hundreds of families. Plus, it's risk-free. You either get your investment in the membership back in free travel, or I give you your money back. You can get more information at familiesflyfree.com/join.